It's 2021 and we've got some new running goals. If you're new here, hi, I am a pretty average runner and this is my video journey. So join me down below in the subscribe button to see how I progress and whether I live up to all of these goals that I've set myself this year. Alright, let's start with number 1. Okay, first goal of 2021 is to run 1,500 kilometers. I was pretty close to doing this in 2020. There was just a couple of months where I didn't really run quite as much as I wanted, and then everything it just didn't quite work out. So I think I was about 100 kilometers off. So really, really close, but obviously I'm not going to go out on the last day of the year and run that distance. So that one is definitely achievable. I didn't complete it last year, so I want to do it this year. My next goal after that is the biggest of the year, and that is to run my first marathon. In order to do that, I'm building up my long distance runs. I'm hoping to do it sometime like early summer, so it's not too hot and also it's not freezing cold. And it also gives me lots and lots of time to train and get into the mindset of running quite a long way. Okay, so anyone have any tips for marathon training, pop them down below. I'd love to hear everything, literally everything. Okay. My longest run so far was a few years ago. I did 23 kilometers, so just over a half marathon. And then 2021, the longest I ran was a half marathon. It was like literally the day, a few days before the whole country locked down for coronavirus. So I got that one in. And this year we're doubling that. So we're going to do a marathon. We were potentially going to do it at the end of last year, but the race got cancelled. So we were just like, nah, let's leave it. Let's not do it. And now we're going to go for it. Okay, goal number 3 is to be more consistent with my running. So doing number 3 will really help with number 1, which is my overall distance goal. But by being more consistent, I've also popped that down to a couple of different things to hit. So we've got and build up my running routine again. So I find that if I don't go out in the morning and do my run, I am very, very, very unlikely to do it at all. I either get up and do it and then have breakfast, or it gets put to the side. And that's something I really want to work on this year. So I want to get back into that routine, that habit of just getting up, going for a run, and then coming back. Obviously, sometimes when it's a harder session, I do have to have a bit of food or fuel and let that sit for a bit before I go out. But on the whole, I do like to go out as soon as possible and then just get the miles in before breakfast. And the second kind of sub goal is to be consistent month to month. So that doesn't mean every single month I want to hit exactly the same goal and target. I just want to not roller coaster as much as I did during 2020. It kind of seemed that some months I was doing really well, other months I was just doing really poorly. So this year we're going to try and flatten that line. It won't be perfect because naturally my training will increase and decrease. I just don't want to have a month really where it's really, really low. I think I had one month during 2020 where I did about 40 kilometers. And yeah, I just don't want that. I want to keep going, keep putting running at kind of the forefront of my fitness. And then I'm quite lucky that my work is in the evening time, so I can definitely still get out on my run pretty much all the time, regardless of when I'm working or not. It's just whether I'm tired after teaching for so long in the evenings. Yeah, I think I worked it out. It's about over 100 kilometers every month to get to 1,500 for the year. Obviously, I don't want to put a thinking to say that I have to get to 100 every month, but it would definitely be beneficial if I did, because it just means that my legs are getting used to kind of that higher mileage, and then yeah, eventually I might increase that again. Who knows? Because I'm sure many of you are running a lot further than me, but that's just where I'm at. And then my final goal, so I've only got 4 this year, is to do more strength and conditioning work. We always say that as runners, don't we? So that's more like going to the gym, although probably won't be going to the gym anytime soon. More kind of like body weight workouts, more just like general like weight training. I've got a few like resistance bands as well, so doing a bit more of that. I've also started to incorporate at least 1 weekly cycle session. So I get on my indoor trainer and I just cycle around for an hour in Zwift. And yeah, it's kind of low intensity, still getting a sweat on and still just going for it, and hopefully it will build up my muscles. Also give everything a chance to recover whilst I'm still feeling like I'm doing something, which is definitely going to be positive for my mental health more than anything. So obviously all the goals that I've set are mine. These are not goals that I'm saying like everyone has to do this, okay? I've been running for a good few years now and I've never done a marathon. So this is very daunting to me. And I'm sure for many of you, doing 5k might be really daunting at the moment. And just keep working at it, you'll get there. I'm not planning to do my marathon for a good few months at least, because I know it's going to take time to kind of train both like my legs and also kind of like my mental strength, because when you're running that far, your brain kind of just tells you that you can't, but you definitely need to reprogram that into like, yes, you can do it. So that's what I'm going to be taking the time to do. None of my goals at all are performance related. So the only kind of thing that is that I want to complete the marathon. I haven't set additional parameters to say I have to do it in this time, I have to like do it at this race, because honestly, we don't know if there is going to be any races. It might be that 2021 is another off year where events are just really small, or they're all virtual. And I know that personally I don't really like virtual events. It just kind of feels like I'm just paying for a medal, which I know in some respects you are, and you are supporting that events company. But with me being self-employed, I just don't have kind of that extra cost to just constantly be like shelling out for these medals when I'm not kind of getting the full race experience. So I'm holding out that the event I'm doing my marathon in does go ahead, but if it does, it's not going to be the biggest thing ever. It will still be very small. There probably won't be that many cheering, and so I don't think times are going to be like world record breaking. Of course they could be, but eventually I might do one in a big crowd. Maybe I'll do London when it's like back up and running properly, and also I guess what. But this one is going to be nice and chill. If the event doesn't go ahead, I'm going to go out in Bristol and I'm going to run it, or at least try to, without dying too much. And yeah, we'll see where it takes us. Have you guys got any running goals that you want to share down below? I'm going to try and catch up with this a year later and see how much I have actually completed and what I haven't, because that's always a good review to see if you've done what you thought you had. I don't think I did too many of my 2020 running goals. My running definitely kind of went down a slope at one point, and now we're just chilling with the low pace and just letting it flow. Okay, so good luck to everyone. If you want to follow my journey, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm also going to be updating Instagram, and I was going to try TikTok as well, but I don't know. I'm going to be trying to upload twice a week. So one kind of Wednesday, which is just going to be like a general running advice, tips that I've kind of picked up. And then Sundays, it's going to be a little weekly overview, trying to keep myself accountable for the training I'm doing. So if it comes to Sunday and I'm filming a video and I haven't done anything, definitely a sign I need to put my running shoes back on. So keep me accountable in the comments. Yeah. Hopefully we make it and we get 42 kilometres. I'm also pretty sure there's like a Garmin achievement when you get a marathon, so I might get some extra points and maybe level up, who knows. But good luck to everyone in your goals and see you next time.